Hello, I'm Leslie Lippard, the president of the SDP. I hope that you are enjoying this year's DAG conference. I know I am. Please join me in thanking our organizers this year, Charles Persinger and Elaine Coe, as well as Jay Anderson, Pat Leach, Diana Swift, and most of all Hilda for making this year's conference great. Now it's time for us to turn our attention to awards. The SDP has 3 aptly named Hero Awards. It's always a challenge to pick recipients. There's such a lot of talent and contribution among the nominees. We have 3 categories of awards. The Recruiter Award, which we recognize because recruiting supports the growth of our organization, and the Volunteer Award, where we recognize those who work to propagate good decision practices as volunteers, and finally, the Pioneer Award, which recognizes those who have had a profound impact on our profession. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jay to introduce each of the awards.
Thank you, Leslie. My name is Jay Anderson, and this year it has been my honor to chair the SDP Hero Awards Committee. Every year, SDP recognizes great achievements under 3 awards: the Recruiter Award, the Volunteer Award, and the Pioneer Award. It is my pleasure to introduce the winners for 2021, starting with the Recruiter Award. This award honors accomplishments in expanding the base of SDP membership and sponsor organizations. A broader membership base and a strong SDP is a foundational contributor to the mission of SDP in advancing decision quality in a broad range of organizations in the profit, nonprofit, and public sectors, and advancing the profession of decision analysis to meet the challenges of organizations, societies, and mankind. The 2021 Recruiter Award goes to Ellen Coopersmith and the Decision Frameworks team. Their enthusiasm and engagement with decision professionals in various industries and government agencies, but particularly in the energy sector, has inspired many members of those communities to adopt best practices and novel tools in decision quality. Throughout their client engagements, they have continually promoted the benefits of membership in the Society of Decision Professionals, and this has resulted in many new and active members of our society. Congratulations, Ellen, to you and your colleagues at Decision Frameworks.
Thank you, Jay. Well, on behalf of my team at Decision Frameworks, we want to thank SDP for this honor. We really do appreciate this recognition. In truth, we find recruitment to SDP becomes pretty easy to us, and is basically our way of working. We get a lot from the society and always attend the courses and the different things, and so we encourage those that we meet and work with to attend the webinars, to go to the chapter meetings, and to attend the conferences. We try to get new folks involved, and often if we're working with the DAG committee each year, we'll see if we can get 1 or 2 new interested people to chair a session, and that's been a successful way to bring people in naturally and all get involved. And really, if we're being honest, this is kind of how the Houston chapter got started. We just saw all these good people practicing decision quality and not knowing each other. So we invited them to meet, and they started that chapter. We did the same, just meeting and working with different people in London, and over time the London folks got going. So we find SDP a great professional society and a group of colleagues that we really enjoy. So thank you very much. Jeremy?
Thank you, Ellen. You know, recognition is a terrific way to highlight and encourage certain desired behaviors. And as such, I'd like to take this moment to recognize all the others who over the course of the last year have spoken out so proudly about the merits of SDP and encouraged others to get involved too. It was pretty darn easy, don't you think? Think about it. For mere pennies a day, people can be part of an organization dedicated to making the world a better place, one decision at a time. As such, I'd like to put out a challenge to everyone here today to think of other like-minded people like yourself, people that you know who could benefit from being part of an international community and who might have something to give and something to get from joining us. I know you know of at least one person within your networks. So my challenge to you is if everyone took it upon themselves to bring one colleague, one friend, teammate, young or old, to SDP in the course of the next 12 months, by the time we have the next DAG, we'd be double the size. And then maybe this marvelous award would be given to all of us. On behalf of Ellen and everyone at Decision Frameworks, thanks SDP for this recognition, and let's decide to make 2021 better for all.
Thanks, Jeremy and Ellen, and congratulations once again. Every year, many SDP members dedicate their time, effort, and skills in support of a wide range of nonprofit and societal causes, including that of our society. They utilize their decision support talent to advance a broad range of worthy missions. Such dedication is acknowledged in our Volunteer Award, which honors selfless, sincere, and durable contributions to the society or to advancing societal progress through decision quality in civic, government, and nonprofit domains. I am pleased to announce that the 2021 SDP Volunteer Award goes to Lee Failing, Robin Gregory, and Graham Long. Lee, Robin, and Graham have partnered with Delta School District in British Columbia to develop and deliver a core curriculum of decision skills for kids of ages 10 through 17. They took on this project because they are passionate about empowering young people to make good choices for their own personal lives and for their communities. This rich collaboration between decision analysts and teachers has produced several high-quality products, including an accessible guidebook called the Decision Playbook that introduces basic decision skills to help kids make personal and group decisions, and an interactive classroom guide called Guts and Heads that teaches kids about fast and slow systems of thinking.
First of all, thanks for this award. It's appreciated by us and by all the teachers we've been working with. Our project originated out of concerns we had as parents when our own kids were in grade school. During the day, we'd be working with groups of adults, helping them make better decisions, but our children were receiving no instruction at all on this topic in their classrooms. So we wondered, why aren't decision skills part of the regular school curriculum? 4 years ago, I met up with Brooke Moore, a district principal. Her job description is to foster innovative curricula. We got along well. Brooke brought in several other teachers. I brought in Graham and Lee, and the project took off in a modest way. We started training teachers in practical steps to make better decisions using the PROACT model as a guide. And we started working with teachers to create simple, entertaining classroom modules using decision skills, things like how to choose healthy foods or where to go on a year-end field trip.
So the upshot of this is that we've developed a range of materials that we hope will be of value to any school. The Decision Playbook is aimed at teachers and introduces basic decision structuring techniques to improve personal and group decision making. The book's available as a free download, and all proceeds from the printed version go to the Networks of Inquiry and Indigenous Education, who helped cover the cost of printing. Guts vs. Heads is an interactive classroom game that teaches kids about decision structuring and fast and slow systems of thinking. And there's a set of reference materials and lesson plans based on the Decision Playbook, developed in collaboration with the Delta School District.
Well, it's really an honor to be recognized with this award. I want to thank our colleagues for nominating us. I also want to thank the teachers at Delta Schools. It's been a privilege and a lot of fun to work with them. Their creativity and their enthusiasm, just their ability to take decision science skills and methods, which, let's face it, can be pretty dry, to bring those into the classroom in ways that are fun and meaningful for kids. It's been really amazing to see. And the kids are getting decision skills, not just to improve their own personal choices, but they're actually getting collaborative decision-making skills. They're learning to work together with others to make choices. And that's exciting. The idea of kids leaving school with the skills and the habits to engage in society with people who are different from them and face some of the important and hard choices that are there. That's exciting.
Congratulations, Lee, Robin, and Graham. Last but not least, we introduce the Pioneer Award. This is the Society's most prestigious award and is reserved to those who have made indelible contributions over an extended period of time. They help the profession of decision analysis take root, develop its core practices, and extend its utility to new areas. Winners of this award are truly pioneers of the practice of decision analysis, who blazed trails that thousands have followed. It is my pleasure to announce that the 2021 SDP Pioneer Award goes to Larry Phillips. Larry has made significant contributions, not just in the literature, but also in practice, in the areas of probability assessment, risk analysis, and applications of single and multi-attribute decision analysis to nuclear waste disposal, healthcare modeling, and assessing the benefit-risk balance of prescription drugs. He has been recently engaged in decision conferencing, which brings together groups of decision makers and stakeholders for short, intense workshops to help solve real-world problems. Larry is an emeritus professor of decision science at the London School of Economics. While there, over 35 years of teaching, Larry's developed and taught several MCDA and facilitation skills courses and influenced countless young professionals. Congratulations, Larry.
Jay, thanks very much. I have to say I was totally surprised by your email telling me I had won the award. At first I thought it was another of the many spoofs and phishing emails I get every day. Well, I'm pleased it wasn't, and I now most gratefully accept this honor. It was very good of SDP to give it to me. And for the next few minutes, I would like to acknowledge the two people and one institution that contributed to making me the decision analyst I am today. The first person was Ward Edwards, the founder in 1954 of the field of behavioral decision making, who introduced me to this new area of study to me as an electrical engineer. Ward engaged me in defining a field we call dynamic behavioral decision theory, the study of how people construct their view of uncertainty as they interact with the world, which was very different from the then emerging field of static behavioral decision theory, which was mainly about heuristics and biases people use in responding to once-off, self-contained choice problems about which most people had no experience. Ward also encouraged me to explore how behavioral decision theory could be applied to real-world problems. Well, most decision analysts know about Ward, but few will recognize the second person I want to acknowledge. His name was Dr. Elliot Jacks, a Canadian who was a polymath and the most creative social scientist I have ever met. He was an undergraduate at the University of Toronto, where he received a science degree, then a medical degree from Johns Hopkins, then a PhD in social relations from Harvard, a trained psychoanalyst, and a management consultant. I met him in 1966 when I moved to London, where he had just been appointed head of the new social sciences department at Brunel University in West London. He and I often interacted, and I never left his office without feeling my brain had been totally stirred. He was then, and this was what the stirring was about, formulating his theory of requisite organizations, which shows how human capabilities, people's roles in organizations, and the relationships within and between groups in an organization could be organized with clear boundaries for effective decision-making. His theory helped me more than any other I could find in the literature at the time to understand what was going on in the organizations of my clients, which I often didn't understand at first. And the theory shows you how to make things better. It also taught me the importance of understanding the context of work with clients. Elliot wanted to start a new course for our first-year undergraduates about observation and interviewing, topics that neither I nor my colleagues knew anything about because we hadn't been taught it. So he arranged a weekly seminar for us at the Tavistock Institute of Human Relations, of which he was a founder. And it is at the top at TAVI, as they call it, that is the subject of my third acknowledgement. For what I learned there, as we observed our own behavior in our group, was the many ways that an emotional undertow can pull the group away from its primary task and replace it with behaviors that make creative work on the overt task difficult or impossible. I subsequently attended several of these courses, which were entirely experiential in nature, no lectures and no course reading, but all of these contributing to my growing ability to facilitate decision conferences and helped me to continue my learning about group dynamics and processes. So that's it. Those three strands, the psychology of how people actually make decisions, how organizational context and culture influences people in exercising their capabilities for making decisions, and how people can work together harmoniously and creatively in groups, modeling the difficult issues they face in organizations, are what have enabled me to be here today. For all that I have been taught by the people with whom I've interacted, I want to express my gratitude and very much to thank SDP for acknowledging and rewarding this accomplishment. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thanks, Larry. And congratulations once again to all of our winners, to Lee, Robin, Graham, Ellen, Jeremy, and their colleagues at Decision Frameworks, and Larry. As I leave you for the rest of the great DAG 21 program, I would like to thank the many people who participated in the process of identifying and selecting the worthy winners for these SDP awards. Thanks very much for your help, and please enjoy the rest of today's conference.